Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So I got some updates for the Philadelphia Eagles, a few things I do want to talk about, so let's get straight into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? So a few things I definitely want to talk about. Eagles win against the Titans 35-10, and it has been a fantastic day. And I hope everyone's enjoying another win for the Philadelphia Eagles at 11-1. But definitely things that we need to go over. And number one, I think, is Nakobe Dean. I mean, kind of just getting that fresh, just another breath of fresh air with a new player coming in. Kaiser White stepped out of the game for a little bit. I mean, there was a play where there was a deflection from Nakobe Dean. He was hanging on I think Derrick Henry by one leg and with one arm really while he was going to the ground. I mean, he had a tackle for loss. I think against the backups in the fourth quarter. Nakobe Dean is just a sponge right now, as he is. He was interviewed a few weeks ago and talking about how he's a sponge in the linebacker room and very talkative and really. I mean, this man is going to get his chance sooner or later. I think we all have to definitely respect that this guy is going to be the field general for the Philadelphia Eagles for years to come. You know what I mean? So, because Nakobe Dean will have a chance to play, and everybody's still kind of annoyed that he's not playing, and it's because he has too much experience in front of him right now. Since the beginning of the season when they acquired Kaiser White, and obviously already having T.J. Edwards here, and you have a lot of experience in front of him, so why not let him sit? He plays special teams. It's not like he's not playing at all. He's active. But, if somebody goes down, he's going to come right in. And I think, man, Nakobe Dean could already start for another team right now if they really wanted. And he's learned so much. His tackling is A+. I mean, it's just he's a tone setter, man. I'm just excited to see what he is going to do in the future for us. And, might be more of a next year thing, but you never know. If his name is called this year, he is going to step up to the plate and he's going to make plays. So I'm very excited for him. His future, and God forbid he needs to play. I'm very happy with it. So Nakobe Dean, love seeing the man play. It's nice. Secondly, we talk about Quez Watkins, the shoulder injury from the Tennessee game. A sprained shoulder could take 1 to 2 weeks, could take 4 to 6. So we don't know if this is going to be an IR type thing, which it probably shouldn't. But we'll have to see once he gets the MRI. So if Quez Watkins cannot play, you have obviously Zach Pascal, you have Greg Ward on the practice squad, and Zach Pascal's not going to have the explosiveness like Quez Watkins has, but he has reliable hands. Plus, Zach Pascal's been, he's done the dirty work in Philadelphia so far. I mean, he's a blocking wide receiver for us, does a really good job, and he's got reliable hands, and it's going to be a nice thing to see, even with him, and I think he just being in the slot, why not? You know what I mean? They could put him on the outside. They could do a lot of different things with him. Nick had him when he was the offensive coordinator for the Colts, and he's played as a number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I mean, he's moved up the ranks when he was with the Colts under Nick Sirianni, and came to Philadelphia on a cheap price for a 1-year deal, and has really shown out. Not get even if it's 1 catch per game, 1 catch every other game, or really had that touchdown in the Pittsburgh game. So when he gets his chances, I'm telling you, it's really going to work out really well with him. Maybe not as much explosiveness as Quez Watkins. His route running is very good. The top of his route, the break of his route is fantastic, can get separation. Putting him in with all these weapons around him, he's going to succeed very well. And obviously you'd have Greg Ward on the roster. They could bring him up if this is only if it's really IR, it's really that bad. You could have Avonte Maddox is coming back soon. You have, Avonte Maddox. You have Dallas Goedert coming back. I mean, you got some guys. You have some reinforcements coming on this defense. You have reinforcements coming back on the offense as well. Dallas Goedert is definitely sorely missed, but definitely like the tight end group from the Tennessee game. Calcaterra getting chances. Jack Stahl getting chances, which I really do like. Getting these guys involved is great. So everybody wants to eat, but we can only give the ball out so much to everybody throughout the game. And I think Quez Watkins, you miss a heartbeat with your offense a little bit with the wide receiver room, and I've liked the way that they've really been trying to get him more involved in this offense. And he only had 23 yards, something like that, in this Tennessee game. I think he left right before the fourth quarter and stayed out. But Quez said he'll be fine, so it's probably not as serious. So we'll see the MRI, we'll see what happens, and we'll look down the road, Quez Watkins and when he'll return. Third, Britton Covey. I mean, Britton Covey Man, this is the Britton Covey I wanted to see, not the crash test Britton Covey, crash test Covey as we all call him. This was the first game where he actually was not allergic to open space. I think the first one was only 7 yards, the first return, and then some of the other returns he had were 20, 25 yards. There were some that went, that got into good field position a couple times. I thought he had his best return as a return specialist. I thought he played really well, and that's the Covey. I remember when he came here as an undrafted free agent from Utah this past year, and I said, there's something with him, like he fits in this into a small crevice. He can move really well, and I think he moves really well. He's fast. So I don't know what happened this past week with special teams, the coaching-wise with Michael Clay, but they must have lit a fire under this group or something, because it was a total change around with special teams. And with Britton Covey, man, you could have a future returner. I'm not saying this is only one game. I'm not going to make a big deal about it, but it was really nice and refreshing that not only our offense and defense played good, but the third most important part of our game is special teams, which puts your offense in really good field position, and I think they did that with Covey today. I was very happy with it. I would like to know what you guys think about Britton Covey. Do you think he will stay consistent, or do you think it's more of a coaching type thing, which I think it is coaching at the end of the day. I'm not a big fan of Michael Clay, that special teams coordinator, so we'll see what happens the rest of the way. Now, we didn't really talk about, we talked about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, but we didn't really talk about when they officially put him on IR on this channel. I didn't really make a video about it because I was kind of guessing it was going to happen. We were talking about the Malcolm Jenkins rumors and all that great stuff. Reed Blankenship had a really good game. I thought he's a hard hitter. He's very old school in his play. You know what I mean? His coverage isn't that bad. He's not the best coverage guy, but I think it's getting better. This was his first game, full game as a starter. Just imagine going into next year when you sign Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to a new contract, and Reed Blankenship could stay at the safety spot and be that ball hawk. And then you can move Chauncey Gardner-Johnson as like your Malcolm Jenkins piece. It's very rewarding and very comforting when you have a safety already back there that could really, do the work and play that position well, and then have a guy like Chauncey that can move around the field a little bit and kind of help with the matchups. You know what I mean? So I think that this is, if Reed Blankenship steps up even more, Chauncey, I think, is going to get signed regardless. I think that's going to be the first extension that we do get in the offseason, whether it happens during the season this year or it happens after it's over at the end of this year. So we'll see what happens. But Reed Blankenship really turning heads, first full game as a starter. Marcus Epps has had up and downs, and we'll see. I think the safety position is definitely very important for us. And if Reed stays the way, stays on the lane where he's going right now, I think he's going to be a very big, valuable piece for us, especially since he's going to be dirt cheap for the next few years. So, Chauncey will be back for the Saints game. He'll be eligible to come back that week. That's his former team, so he'll probably want to play that week. And kind of show off what he could do since he's been here. Leads the whole league in interceptions, which hopefully by that time he's not going to be leading. I don't really care about the statistics at all. I know he's a great player, and this is a man that you do not want to leave your safety room after this year. So, as long as you get these guys that are just getting injured or coming back from injury, the guys that get injured, you're making sure that these guys come back for the playoffs. I think that's what's really important, come down the lane. So, we'll see about that. And lastly, I want to talk about is Jimmy G. Jimmy Garoppolo ended up getting hurt, broken foot for the 49ers. That's huge. We've already kind of talked about this could be a NFC championship game between the Eagles and the 49ers or something like that. I'm not going to jump ahead too much, but that's, what people were talking about. And obviously, now with Jimmy G going down, I think they had a Purdy, Brock Purdy was the quarterback, and honestly, Brock Purdy came in. Their original quarterback that they drafted, he ended up leaving early in the season because of an injury, season-ending injury. Garoppolo came in and really did a good job. And after some of the moves that they've made, they did win the game, I think, the other day. But at the same time, it could affect seeding. It could affect a lot of different things. The Eagles not only could not be facing the 49ers now, they could be facing the Cowboys again for the third time. They could be facing the Vikings. There's a lot of different options, different teams they could face. The 49ers probably, my opinion, going into the playoffs, basically, at least the second round of the playoffs, the 49ers were definitely lurking to be probably the most probably one of the most dangerous teams, I have to say. So if I have to take a step down from the 49ers right now, I'd probably say Cowboys, Vikings are probably the dangerous teams. The thing is, you don't want to face a rival a third time, and that's what I don't want to happen. There's only so much you could show that team twice a year, and then how are they going to play another game again, against an NFC rival, which would be a great game, don't get me wrong, but, a third time, it's a little too much. So we'll see what happens. So that's a big loss for the 49ers. It's going to affect a lot of different things going down the road. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So I'll see more updates with the injuries and stuff. We talked about Jordan Davis. He limped off the field. He came back. He was on field goal for the extra blocker. So I think he's fine, So they're just going to not go crazy with the snaps right now. Unless he's not 100%, maybe they'll sit him. So we'll see. We'll see if they maybe take his snaps down a little bit. I think the interior defensive tackle position is doing wonders right now. Thank God for Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph. I don't know what we'd do without those guys. We'd have a huge problem. Because I really didn't expect Derrick Henry. I didn't really expect Derrick Henry to have 30 yards rushing. I thought maybe 100. I thought maybe 80 to 100 something yards. At least 80 yards. I thought that he was going to get his own a little bit. But it's been pretty cool. So that is your Philadelphia Eagles update for now. I'll update you on other things as well and talk about it in depth, more depth about things. You guys enjoy this win. It's been fantastic. We'll get ready for the New York Giants next week, which will be interesting. And that turf is going to be an issue next week. And, because players get injured on that turf a lot, and I hope that doesn't happen next week. So, other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.